Welcome back, everybody, to the Two Bs in a Ball podcast, where we pick it, we call, we win, or we fall. My name is Braden, along here with Blake. Thank you, as always, for making us your first listen every Thursday. Blake, great to be back with you today for another week of college football.
Yeah, great to be back. We've got our guest picker from last week back for some confession time. I know you've got some cool things lined out, so looking forward to it.
Blake, before we jump into confession time, I want to give a statistic for our YouTube channel. Only 31% of you are subscribed. So if you love Two Bs in a Ball, please hit that subscribe button so you never miss the important college football content each week.
Amen. Amen.
All right, Blake, let's hop straight into confessions. We got SMU at TCU was our first game. Blake, you were the only one that missed this one. What do you have to say?
Yeah, it was just an unfortunate turn of events there in the fourth quarter. SMU took the lead for all of, I think, 7 seconds. TCU got the ball back down 21-24 and threw a 70-yard touchdown pass. So just downhill from there. Pretty unfortunate. Bad read. I was really hoping SMU could pull that one out. Still had some hope left for them this year, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, how are you feeling about SMU as a whole after that game?
I mean, they show signs of to be a great team. It's just not. I don't know what it is. Baylor, they collapsed in the fourth quarter. TCU, they collapsed in the fourth quarter. Just can't finish ball games. So I still like SMU. I think if they could figure out their fourth quarter stuff, they could be a great team. But there's a lot of season left, a lot of work to be done. Looking forward to seeing them play their ACC schedule.
Well, I'm with you, Blake. I don't really know what SMU. Oh, excuse me. Brahms Burger is coming right back up. Yeah, SMU just has kind of what you said, like just doesn't feel right. Something's not clicking. Hopefully they can turn it around. I don't know about hopefully. I don't know if I like SMU, but we shall see what the Mustangs do in the future. Next, we got Michigan at Nebraska. I was the only one who did not get this game right. Was torn up about it. You can ask Blake. In my Pick'em League, I was so torn about this game. Asked him over and over. He was right. I was wrong. Nebraska takes the L. Dylan Raiola, I thought, played really well, but could not get the job done against Michigan. They were too much. Great game, but unfortunately cannot get it done at home.
Not a wishbone guy. Definitely not.
No. I think there's some crazy stat where they haven't beat a ranked opponent in a long time. Something like that. Anyways, they did not get it done. I was wrong. I believe the hype. But I still think Nebraska could have a decent year chasing after 7-8 wins. Moving into the next game, Auburn at OU. We all picked correctly. Oklahoma, unfortunately, John Mateer, the Heisman favorite, went down with a hand injury, so he will have surgery and will end up missing a few weeks. People are saying he is ducking the Texas game. I don't know if that's true, but kind of funny to see what people are saying about Mateer. Illinois at Indiana. Blake, I'm going to let you have the floor here.
Yeah. Not a Big Ten guy, but Indiana, they look really good. I watched that game, not the full game, obviously, because it was a blowout, but Indiana looks really good. Illinois, I had hope for them because how they manhandled Duke. But man, Indiana just blew them out of the water. But yeah, that one was a shot in the dark for me. I was completely wrong there. So yeah.
Hey man, I don't know anything about the Big Ten either. We're learning here on Two Bs in a Ball. We're not biased to any conference, any team. We're trying to know about every single conference. But yeah, honestly, like kind of a hard team to get a gauge on is Duke because they got absolutely worked, and we'll get into this game later, but ended up winning a pretty decent game against NC State this weekend. It's kind of hard to figure out if they're actually good or bad with Mensah at quarterback. He seems pretty solid, but I don't know what to think about Duke. Illinois, definitely fraudulent alert. Okay, our first wrong pick from our guest last week, Carter. Arizona State at Baylor. What do you have to say about this football game?
Well, I said from the beginning, every time I bet for Cy Robertson, he screws me, and every time I bet against him, he screws me. So I'm not surprised. I'm going to be honest, I didn't even watch the game. I don't even know the score, but I'm not surprised.
Well, it was a really good game. And, at the beginning, I think they had either a fumble or a turnover at the very beginning of the game. And we might get into this later. But, yeah, it was a great game. Walk-off field goal for Arizona State to take the dub. Blake, you got this one right. Would you like to, maybe brag a little bit about this game?
Not at all. Not at all. I was kind of hoping that Arizona State would throttle them, but that didn't happen. Like you said, it was a good football game. I got lucky. That game could have gone either way. No reason to brag on that one at all.
Guys, I want to take a pause on this right now. I just got a notification that we have a new subscriber. So we spoke it into existence. New subscriber to Two Bees in a Ball. And it might or might not be our guest picker this afternoon. So stay tuned for that. North Texas at Army. Man, what a game. I watched the end of this, and it was crazy. I thought Army was going to punch it in right there at the end of regulation to win, but they did not. North Texas hung on. High-scoring game. Blake, did you watch this?
What an ugly game if you're North Texas. What an ugly game. You're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter, and Army's taking 8 minutes per drive. And they score a touchdown on a long drive again, and then they kick an onside kick, you recover it, and then you fumble on the first play and set them up in field goal range to force overtime. That was an ugly game if you're North Texas.
Disgusting. Yeah. Florida at Miami. We all picked Miami. We knew that was going to happen. They look pretty dang good this year. I don't really know if I want to believe the hype yet because it's Miami, but they do look pretty good. NC State at Duke. Blake, you and I both picked NC State to win this one. Again, we thought Duke was buns. Maybe they're not. Maybe they are. Back to my point, I don't really know what to think about them, but the Wolfpack prevails in this one. You think Darion Williams was at that game?
Oh, most definitely.
Probably flew with the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good call.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I saw the final score. But I think all three of us took the Illinois score and put that into what we were going to pick for the week. Carter, just like he said last week, it was a shot in the dark. He wasn't here to play it safe. And he just went against us just because. Yeah, that's ugly. That's ugly stuff.
Carter, you seem to be quite the wizard when it comes to picks. Do you have any thoughts about this Duke game that you picked right?
Yeah, I mean, I am kind of a sports whiz, so but honestly, there was no reason why. There's no reason why I went ahead and picked Duke. I just, I had to find one game that I wanted to stick out, and that just happened to be it. I got lucky, and yeah, I don't know if I could do it again, but yep, I'm a wizard.
What a call that was. Really shot in the dark, but little did we know the wizard was at his A game. North Carolina at UCF, cakewalk. Easy pick. UCF dominated. Looked pretty good. Texas Tech at Utah. again on the Non-Biased Podcast. Texas Tech absolutely dominates Utah.
Talk to me. Talk to me. Lock of the week.
Lock of the week was fantastic. Not for all, but for some. And man, rounding up the picks, Carter, you end up taking this week. You are now the number 1 ranked guest picker on the Two Bees in a Ball podcast. You went 9 correct picks.
God
man,
God did.
I'll give you some final words here to wrap up your segment today.
And my NFL lock of the week did too. I told you the Giants were a slump buster for the Chiefs, and they covered the spread with ease.
Fantastic. Carter, any final words to say?
Gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure to be on y'all's podcast. Please invite me back if you need any last words of encouragement for anything, or guests just get bone dry. You always know where to reach me.
Yeah, I think before Carter goes, I'd like to say that wizard comment you made earlier. I think his lock of the week had some wizardry because that backdoor cover was disgusting.
Yep.
For college football, that was ugly stuff. But it hit, so
That's all that matters.
That game really was pretty disgusting. But yeah, Carter with 2 locks of the week and 9 for 10. I'd say that was a pretty fantastic day for our guests. We'll see if anybody can top it in the future. But Carter, thanks for joining us again. Hope you have a great rest of your week and enjoy this weekend of college football. Do you have we'll give you, if you have any, say, hot take or maybe a lock that you want to give us before you go, one last wizardry, if you could give us something. If not, you can think about it, shoot me a text, and I'll let the listeners know.
I got you. Yeah, I got you. All right. I appreciate it, guys. We'll see you.
see you, wizard.
Blake and I went 7 for 10. So the guys that love college football and probably watch it more than our guest picker get 2 picks wrong, worse than our guest picker. So, man, what a fun time having him on. Yeah, we can hop straight into this episode, Blake.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, first thing I want to do, I want to talk about that Baylor-Arizona State game. I got to watch a little bit of it, and pretty good game. I think the turnout at McLean Stadium in Waco, did you see the stands at all?
I didn't.
I mean, it was a night game against the defending Big 12 champ, and there's like nobody in that stadium. And I've heard this on other podcasts too. They've been talking about the home game turnout for Baylor has just really not been there. And that's so unfortunate for the guys that the players that go to Baylor and they want to play in front of a good home crowd at night, especially, just really wasn't there. So unfortunately,
it's cool that you bring that up. I've never really understood how Baylor can recruit. I mean, they've got great coaches, but before NIL, I mean, everybody's thing was they wanted to live in a big city. They wanted to play in a good home environment. And to my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Baylor's never really had it. There was one year, I think it was 2018 or 2019, one of the two. Baylor was ranked number 1 in basketball. And I went to watch Tech play Baylor in Waco. My Uber driver from the hotel to the arena was like, "Is Baylor any good at basketball this year?" I was like, "Well, kind of. They're number 1 in the country." And he said, "Well, nobody really cares here." And I mean, he was right. The stands were empty. That was a game that Chris Clark turned the ball over on the last possession, down 1, should have won that game. Just heartbreaker of a game. But yeah, to my understanding, based on my really one experience, they've never really had that home crowd.
yeah, I've got family who went to Baylor, and I actually almost went there. And from what I know, and you're spot on. It's like the students that go there might know, but I feel like the town of Waco doesn't really revolve around Baylor sports. And I think being in a place like Lubbock, there's really nothing else to do, nothing else around. So everybody loves Texas Tech. I think they're really good too, the city. So looking at a place like Baylor in the Big 12, ranked number 1 in that season, and a night game against the defending champs, it clearly shows that they really don't have a great, I don't want to say fan base. I think they have a great fan base, but I think just the true love for Baylor in the city of Waco really maybe isn't there.
Yeah, and I mean, going to Waco, it feels like Lubbock a little bit. Like there's really not much else to do there. Sure, you're close to Dallas, right? You're like an hour and a half away. But there's really nothing else to do in Waco. Like the whole city, just like Lubbock, kind of revolves around that college, and nobody really cares about their athletic program. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, very, very weird. All I know is if Tech won the national championship, like Baylor did a few years ago, it would have resulted in a few maybe fires or
Some lime scooters being burned and cars flipped over, something along those lines.
Definitely. Well, shout out to all our Baylor people. There's no hate there. We're kind of just pointing out the fact of have a better home turnout. Come on. Love your Bears. What are we doing? I went to a game actually 2 years ago. I went to the Tech Baylor game in Waco. This is when we beat them by like 21, I think, or 28 or something. And there was a pretty decent turnout, but there's a ton of Tech fans there. And it just to prove the point further, it just didn't really feel like there was a true love and passion. Anyways, we'll get off that topic. Blake, do you have anything for us we could talk about?
I feel like you're going to bring this up a little later on because you brought it up the past couple weeks. But let's just jump into it. The AP poll this week.
Oh, buddy.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's just weird, and I don't get it as always. Yeah, what are your initial what the heck rankings?
So this is going to show a little bit of bias here, but you're the number 16 team in the country playing the number 17 team in the country on the road. Fox Big Noon is there. Huge game. Everybody's talking about it. And sure, it was a little back and forth for 3 quarters, but once Will Hammond kind of got things going, it was a complete blowout. The better team definitely won that game, and you only move up 4 spots after beating the number 17 team in the country on the road by 24. So I mean, Indiana moved up to number 11. I feel like that's kind of fair. Texas somehow still in the top 10. Probably just because of the sticker on their helmet, which we've talked about that before. Don't really think that's a legit reason to be ranked somewhere. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people ranked above Tech haven't proved as much as Tech did this past weekend.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. It is interesting that last comment that Joel Klatt made on the call. I don't know if you heard it, but he was talking about you wouldn't expect this because of the decal on the helmet. And I like Joel Klatt. I listened to his stuff, but kind of made me a little pissed off. I'm not going to lie, because it kind of proved the point of, okay, if, say, Alabama was 3-0, waxed their first 3 teams. I get it. They're not very good, and was ranked number 17 in the country, and then beats the number 16 team on the road in a place like Utah. It was Utah. Say Alabama played Utah in that exact game. They would 100%. You can't tell me anything otherwise. They would be in the top 10.
Absolutely. If
Maybe even
Alabama,
the top 7.
If Alabama did that this past weekend, I mean, they're ranked number 17 right now. If they did that this past weekend, they would definitely be back in the top 10.
100%. Just weird. Yeah.
That's That's unfortunate. I feel like a couple people are ranked where they should be. Like Miami's had a really good season so far. Oregon, I haven't really seen much from Oregon. Everybody's kind of hyping them up. I know you and Ryan said they're your favorites right now for either the Big Ten or the playoffs, one of the two. I haven't seen much from them. Florida State's proved themselves. Texas, I'll go back to it. They have not proved anything to anybody this year, other than they can beat an 0-3 team by 50 some odd points. So congrats to them. But you still beat UTEP by 17. So, yeah, I don't understand it. I hope the rankings will shape up once the college football playoff rankings start coming out, not just the AP poll. But that Fox crew needs some work. I told you this before the podcast started. RJ Young, who works for Fox, has Tech ranked at 19 on his top 25. Just disgusting stuff.
Yeah, I like Gus Johnson, but I guess the guys that actually like release the things like that, yeah, I agree. It's kind of crazy. Like I don't know what they're looking at. Josh Pate says something funny when he sees a ranking like this. He just says drugs. They're on drugs, straight drugs. So that might be the case. Who knows? But yeah, no, they're just like. I'm honestly glad that it's becoming more of a well-known thing that the AP poll is just not super reliable and isn't something that you should truly base a team's talent off of. Yeah, it's what shows up on TV. Yeah, it's what people actually look at. But I'm glad people know that it's got some weird, just bad things to it.
Yeah.
Well, great topic, Blake. I love talking about that. I was going to let you bring it up because I'm sure you're probably sick of hearing me talk about it.
Little change there.
I kind of want to talk about a game that I'm super excited for. I am pumped. Like you said, I don't remember what I said about Oregon, but you're right. Ryan and I both were weirdly kind of like high on them, and I don't super know why I was, because looking at them now, I'm like, what have they done? Are they actually legit? Are they really good? They gave up a lot of points against Oregon State, which was weird.
Tech kind of throttled them. So
yeah,
it's weird to see something like that. Like, being a Tech fan your whole life, you beat a team by what was it, like 30 points, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Oregon beats them the same amount. Oregon beat them 41-7. So it's weird to have that feeling of like, as where things stand right now, you're kind of right up there with those big talked about teams.
It's weird. It's really weird. I ran into a friend today, and he's also a Tech enjoyer, and I was like, man, the fact that they gave up 10 points at Utah and 10, is it 10? And like every single play that they ran just felt like so just shut down. And it was Lee Hunter in the middle. It goes inside out. That's another Joel Klatt thing. I don't want to take anyone's thunder here, but kind of inside out, looking at the defense. Starts with Lee Hunter, moves out to Height and Lee Hunter, and goes up to Jacob Rodriguez. And I feel like the inside really like creating havoc allows those linebackers and those safeties to make great plays, and that's why they're even better than they have been before. Talking about J-Rod and John Curry. So super fun to see Lee Hunter just absolutely destroy the Utah offensive line, who was so hyped up, and there was 20-something
offensive line in the country, right? That's what they were saying. I don't know, and maybe our D line is just that good. But B Mark texted me during the game last Saturday, and he was like, "It looks like Tech went to Nick's Fight Club for practice this week because they were just punching the ball out, just beating the crap out of their O line. It was a great defensive game."
Yeah, it was awesome. It was really fun. Fun game to watch. Fun game to just like see. I'll shout out Joel Klatt again when Stone Harrington went back to kick that ball. I know everyone knows what I'm talking about. He doesn't have the leg. They need to put somebody under the goalpost, and then Gus Johnson just absolutely shuts him up. And
Joel Klatt.
Yeah, he immediately was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know your game, big fella." So that was fun to hear too. But yeah, what a fun game. I could talk about it forever. There's an off week. We can keep talking about it next week. This is great.
Yeah, it's definitely. You wake up a Tech fan, you feel great right now.
Absolutely. I have some trivia questions.
Okay.
I love to ask you.
All right.
Might should have kept Carter on this, but no, we're not going to. I'm going to ask you, Blake. First question: can you name last year's top 5 teams in the AP poll going into week 5?
Going into week 5.
Pretty specific here.
Man, you got to think Georgia's up there, right?
Mhm.
Georgia.
They're all Big Ten or SEC.
Yeah. Oregon. I think Oregon was up there all year last year, weren't they?
They were not in the top 5.
Not in the top 5. Okay.
Think
Ohio
so.
State.
Yep.
Bama.
Yep. You got 3.
SEC. LSU.
We don't like this team.
We don't like this team.
They had a good year last year. Cakewalk schedule, but
No, not Indiana. Texas. That's
Texas.
right.
Okay, so
I blocked that out of my memory.
you got Bama, Texas, Ohio State, Georgia. What's your 5th team?
And it's still Big Ten, SEC.
SEC this one.
SEC, yeah. Is it Tennessee?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. Okay, so you had the 5 teams. Can you rank them? What they were?
One Texas?
No, they were 2.
Okay, thank goodness. Okay. So Georgia, Ohio State.
Who was Bama's quarterback last year?
Yeah, Milroe.
So they were 1. Texas was 2.
I'm thinking like end of the year where things shaped out. Thinking like week 5. Weird, yeah.
It's weird.
Bama, Texas has to be Big Ten. Ohio State.
Yep.
Tennessee had to be 5. No, Tennessee was 4. Okay.
Yep.
And then okay.
So going into week 5 last year, you had Bama, Texas, Ohio State, Tennessee, Georgia, which, yes, those are the Blue Bloods, but maybe in an order you might not expect. So, yeah, reframing your thought process of, okay, not the end of the year, but week 5, really testing your memory there, Blake.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pull that. Like you think of how things shaped out last year, how Bama finished.
Yeah.
How Ohio State steamrolled into the Natty. It feels weird to think, and how Texas got lucky against Arizona State. But yeah, it just goes to show, I mean, this early in the season, a lot of things can change.
Absolutely. Okay, second question for you. And if you're listening to this point, which that's crazy if you are, pause the video after I ask this question, comment your answer. If we see 1 comment, that would be the coolest thing ever. So question number 2, Blake, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Outside of 2008, when was the last time Texas Tech was ranked in the top 15?
Oh, it was recent. Or more recent than 08, wasn't it? Because I feel like we were in school together. Like we were in school together when this happened. I'm gonna go 2012,
So close. 2013.
13. Dang it. It was two options. It was two
Yeah.
options.
That was a great guess. Do you know what we were ranked? Or our lowest ranking was?
We weren't inside top 10, were we? Because that was the year. No, wasn't that the year TCU was really good too?
I believe so.
Yeah, because we had that teacher who was a huge TCU fan. I almost feel like it was around the tip drill year against TCU that just broke every Tech fan's heart. It's hard.
That was the first time I cried over a sporting event.
That one was hard to swallow. Everybody, we're all ready to rush the field.
Yeah.
I'm there with my family.
Oh yeah.
And man, you think you've got it in the bag. You've got them stopped and tip drill, toe tap in the end zone. Just disgusting. I'm gonna go with number 8 to answer your question.
Great guess. Tech was number 10 in the MP poll. You started out 7-0, and then the next 5 games you lost all 5, and you finished 8-5. So
classic Tech football.
Classic Tech fashion seems to be what happens. Yeah, some fun trivia there. We're gonna keep that up. Again, future episodes. If you make it to the trivia portion of the segment or of the episode, please leave your comments below. See if you can get those right. But Blake, you have anything else for us?
Yeah, there was a game. What was it? Oh, the Kansas game. Did you watch that one at all?
I did not.
Kansas, I mean, Missouri might just be really good, or West Virginia might be really bad. I don't know. But just based on the last 2 games Kansas has played, I think they're going to have a really good year this year. Like, no bias. Their receivers Saturday, they started to figure it out. They steamrolled West Virginia. I don't even remember what the final score was. It was 41-10. So
wow.
They look good. Jalen Daniels, like I said previously, he looks like old Jalen Daniels. If he can get his receivers to figure it out, like his previous receivers the past 2 years, Luke Grimm, LJ Arnold, Kansas could be a team to watch out for in the Big 12 this year. I know what the Missouri game said, but Kansas, the beginning of that game, looked like they had it in control. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they can do this year. I think when did they play Tech? October 11th?
Yep.
Yeah, that one's gonna be a fun one to watch.
And viewers, if you are listening to this, I will be at that game. Blake, will you be at that game?
I think I will be. I don't know if you've seen ticket prices, but it's almost tempting to sell them. They're like over $250 a piece.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, goody. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't bought my ticket yet, but I will be there at the game. And if Blake is there, we will do a 2 Bs in a Ball meet and greet outside the stadium.
I did promise Carter that I would take him to that game for his birthday since it's around that time. So I guess I got to hold up on that promise. But yeah, tickets are insane. That game's already being extremely hyped up. I think everybody knows that's going to be a real shootout.
Yeah.
Hopefully Tech's defense can keep up with Kansas's trick plays. Because it feels like they've always got a new trick play every week. Yeah, I don't know. They're a fun team to watch whenever they're decent. They've got a good quarterback, some receivers. So that game's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was our first episode that unfortunately was never released. I shared with everybody aka Google Gemini, that Kansas and Tech would they'd be undefeated and College Game Day would go to Tech, Kansas. Unfortunately, they got beat by Missouri, but I think outside of that loss, they'll be undefeated going in there, and I think Tech will definitely be undefeated.
And I mean, who knows? College Game Day could show up, or Fox. I mean, it'd
Yeah.
be a 6-0 team and a 5-1 team.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a great call. I think I did not know ticket prices are that expensive. That's unfortunate, but gotta have a good weekend, Blake. You know what I mean. So,
Maybe
oh,
some Angry Orchards and some hot dogs.
Angry Orchards, hot dogs, and yeah, whatever else Carter said. Okay, the game I was going to talk about before trivia, I just remembered, was Oregon at Penn State. I don't remember the last time Penn State has won a big ball game, and I don't remember the last time Drew Aller did good in one of those big ball games. So I want to ask you, what are your initial thoughts on this night game, whiteout Oregon conference game? How weird is that? At Penn State, like, what are your initial vibes?
Yeah, I think the Big Ten extension is, I mean, it's great for college football fans. It's horrible if you're from the Pac-12.
Oh yeah,
I mean, Oregon has to travel farther than anybody else in the country to play a football game. It's got to be really rough on them. I mean, I saw a stat, and I don't have it in front of me, but the amount of miles that they're going to travel this year for football is astronomical. But all that to say, I'm excited for this game. I'm excited about this Big Ten extension. I really like Drew Aller. I like Nick Singleton. I don't know much about Oregon this year. They haven't played anybody where I'm like, you know what, I need to watch them play. So yeah, no, I'm excited. I think they're going to have to rely on Nick Singleton a little bit in the backfield. But yeah, I think it's going to be a great game to watch.
I think they'll run the ball whenever they want, but I feel like this game will require Drew Aller to pass the ball also. If they want to win.
Absolutely. They just have to hope that Singleton can open that up a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And again, I don't know a ton about Oregon. That's on us, guys. We should know more, but I really don't. And all I know is that Penn State just hasn't got it done in these big moments. Their coach has not got it done. James Franklin, he just has not got it done in these big moments. But I don't know. I feel like Aller is old. I'm not low on him. I probably sounded a little harsh when I initially said that. I'm not low on Drew Aller or think negatively about him. I just don't think he's proven that he can do it in the big moment yet. But this weekend could be a great test for it. If I had to pick one team, I'm going to probably pick Penn State, but I think it'll be a really, really, really good game.
Me and sidebar right here. John was over playing college football with me yesterday, and he was using Penn State. I don't even remember who I was using, but he's really, really bad at the game. And I was just getting in the backfield every play because he's just not great at the game. But he was like, I cannot wait for this quarterback to be an accountant somewhere after he graduates. And I was like, you realize he's a quarterback for a top 5 team in the country. Like he's not a slouch. But that's funny that you bring that up.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if he'll be an accountant after this football game. But Drew, if you listen to this episode, we love you. You're cool. You're awesome. Don't think poorly of us. We'd love to have you on the show. Like I'll give you the floor here, unless you got nothing.
There was another game I wanted to talk about last week. It was a Big 12 game. Hang on. Oh, the UCF North Carolina game.
Hmm.
Um, I meant to bring this up when Carter was still on the podcast because he brought up an interesting point last week that Bill Belichick is just kind of ruining his legacy over there at North Carolina. So I wanted to know your thoughts on that. If you think that he can turn it around, or if they're just if he should just let it go.
Yeah, it's interesting because football is the same sport in the NFL and college, but at the same time, it's just not at all. Belichick, Matt Rule, who was at Baylor, went to the Panthers and then came back to Nebraska. It's just a hard thing to do to be good at both levels. Harbaugh was probably the one guy that I know off the top of my head who actually was successful in that. But man, Belichick just I don't think he's really in it. I think he did it for the hype. He maybe he was bored. I have no idea. But yeah, it's unfortunate to see him as a great Hall of Famer NFL football coach do this for his career. I think it is unfortunate. I don't think it's helping at all. And it probably is becoming to a point where it is hurting his legacy. So yeah, I'm totally with you on that.
Yeah, they look really bad. Um, I mean, their first game of the year wasn't it on a Monday, like against TCU? Huge, huge deal. Belichick's coming back to football. Um, and they just look sluggish. They've looked sluggish all year. I don't
Yeah.
know what the problem is. They don't have a good defense. They don't have a good offense. Um, I'm interested to see if he sticks around for a couple of years to see maybe if he can turn that program around. Um, the one thing I know for sure is he will have the money to bring in some people.
Yeah.
Even if it comes out of his own pocket. I know the dude doesn't like to lose. So I mean, I don't know how that works. I'm sure there's a way around it, but I know he doesn't like to lose. And I mean, from the NFL season, I mean, it almost begs the question: was he a good coach, or did he just have some of the greatest to ever do it, and
I
on
was
the Patriots?
I was about to ask that question. Unfortunately for him, if he never went into the college ranks, we would never ask that question. It's just, oh yeah, he's a great coach. He did coach the greatest of all time, but it also requires good coaching. But now it's like we're only 4 games into the season. We have to give this guy a chance. We got to give him at least like 2 years. But I don't know. It's a good point. I don't want to say that yet, but I think it's a great point.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, you've got Danny Amendola, you've got Tom Brady, you've got Gronk, you've got
Edelman,
some. Yeah, I mean, you've got some of the greatest to ever touch a football field. Um, so I mean, if he doesn't turn this thing around at North Carolina, that's going to be a big topic around the country. I feel like.
yeah, definitely. Definitely a great point to bring up. I feel like that segues into a good portion that I'd like to do. That was Blake's idea. Fourth and stupid. Blake, could you explain a little bit about fourth and stupid?
Yeah. So it's something that we're trying to liven this up a little bit. Just something that I thought of that. I mean, there's stupid play calls, there's stupid moments, there's stupid people every week. There's just something that it just doesn't make much sense. So, um, and I'm sure there's everybody has something different. So it's something that everybody can kind of get into. Just kind of the dumbest moment that you saw throughout the whole week.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm lagging here a little bit, but I think my fourth and stupid. I'm gonna have one and then an honorable mention. Is going to have to be Miami of Ohio. They were so in control of this football game, and it seemed like there was no way that they were going to lose. They're going to cover that spread. They're going to beat them outright. But UNLV just came right back. And I think there was a little bit of a, what was that segment of plays, Blake? It was like a kickoff return and then a pick six or a fumble six or something.
So UNLV fights back early in the second half to tie the game. As soon as the game's tied, kickoff return for Miami of Ohio for a touchdown. So Miami, Ohio's back up 7, and then kickoff goes it back for a touchback. First play of the drive, they throw a pick six. So in a matter of about 15 seconds, the game went from tied to Miami of Ohio being back up by 14 points.
Unreal. That is the thanks for that little stat line there, Blake. That's my fourth and stupid. Just seemed like, oh, they're going to do it. They're going to beat UNLV. I think they were still winless. I think they are still winless. But my honorable mention, and I hope I don't take Blake's here, it's going to be the Clemson Tigers. And I'm just going to leave it at that. You all know why.
Yeah. Those are two that I definitely would have taken. But since you went ahead and mentioned them, I feel like something else that we talked about earlier that I brought up, the North Texas and Army game. It just kind of gave me flashbacks of a couple years ago. I don't know if you remember this, but a couple years ago, Miami's playing at home. They have the ball. They're up by a touchdown, or they're up by a field goal. I can't remember who they're playing, but the other team has no timeouts. And they have like 40 some odd seconds left. They don't take a knee. They run the ball, they fumble, and then give up a touchdown to lose the game. And when North Texas fumbled that ball with less than 3 minutes to go up a touchdown, I was like, they are going to lose this game. I think that's what's going to happen. It gave me flashbacks. It was horrible. North Texas, you escaped, luckily. But yeah, Army's a fight it out type of team. Doesn't necessarily surprise me that they forced a fumble, but you're up by 2 touchdowns with 8 minutes left. You allow a touchdown, you're still up a touchdown. You got to hold on to the ball. Bottom line, the Army doesn't have the offense to drive down the field and score. If you pin them deep, you're going to win the game. You pin them deep with less than 2 minutes to go, you're going to win the game. And you fumble the ball, they force overtime. So, yeah, that's my fourth and stupid.
Wonderful pick there. Blake, sorry I took your probably 2 best options there, but great call nonetheless. Well, man, that's all I've got for this week. If you don't have anything else, Blake, we can jump into our picks. If you would like, I'll let you do the intro for our guest picker. But Blake, I'll leave you the floor.
Yeah, I'd love to. It looks like she's got her camera off. Let's see if she can work that out. But there she is. Okay, perfect. So our guest picker this week is my sister. I mentioned her last week. Lives in South Carolina, big South Carolina fan. Could probably tell you anything you want to know about the SEC. But yeah, Taylor, welcome on.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Oh yeah. So some big SEC games this weekend. We're probably going to mention South Carolina, Kentucky, if I had to guess. B-Mart doesn't let us know what games we're going to pick before the episode starts. So it's kind of a surprise. But, wanted to have her on. Good SEC games, so excited.
Awesome. Taylor, great to have you. Good to meet you also. We've never met, so great to have you on the show. basically how this works is we got 10 games that we're going to pick, and you will pick the outright winner for each game that we go through. You can talk about it, you can explain why, or you can just pick the team, whatever you'd like to do. So I'll hop straight into the first game we got, TCU at Arizona State. Blake or Taylor?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take it. TCU, TCU Arizona State?
Yeah.
Okay. Just to preface this, Taylor only knows SEC ball, so it's not an SEC game.
All right, but I prepared for this, so.
Okay, good. Yeah, TCU Arizona State. I'm sticking with Arizona State here. Just like last week, I may be the odd man out again, but I still think that they've got some dogs on their team. They've got a lot to prove after their early loss this year. They don't want to just be known for Cam Scattaboo. They want to be known as a good football team. So I think they have some stuff to prove. So, yeah, I'm taking Arizona State.
Taylor, you go ahead.
For that same game?
Yeah, TCU at Arizona State.
All right, well, I didn't really look into this one, but I guess, well, TCU is the only one that's ranked, right? So
True.
I feel like I looked a little bit at it and Arizona State was supposed to win, but we'll go with TCU since Blake said Arizona.
I love it. I'm going to leave you with that pick, Taylor. I'm also going to go with Arizona State. They're favored by, I think, 3.5 in this one. TCU is ranked, but I think it's a game that Arizona State could win at home. I don't know if TCU's defense really has the strength or the whatever so that they can do it. But I'm going to go with Arizona State in this one to take the win.
I feel like this is going to be another Baylor Arizona State game where it really could go either way, down to the wire. Should be a fun one to watch if you're a Big 12 fan.
Absolutely. Okay, our next pick, we've got LSU at Ole Miss, and I can give a little bit of a briefing for each game. LSU is ranked 4th in the country against 13 Ole Miss. It's at Ole Miss, and they're favored by 1.5. So we got a tight game here. Open it up with Blake. What do you think?
Well, I'll let Taylor go first so she can express her hatred towards Ole Miss.
I do hate Ole Miss, but Juice Wells, I don't think he's there anymore. So Ole Miss might be okay, but they do fake it. So there's that. But I think Ole Miss beats LSU in points per game this season. And so that's I don't know why LSU is ranked as high as they are because they're not that good. They just think they are. And LSU hasn't even been challenged much as Ole Miss has been this far. I think if you're, LSU is probably definitely the favorite if you're looking defensively, but Ole Miss has got the offense. So give me the Rebels.
I love it. Yeah. That's going to be, looks like on paper, your first upset of the podcast. Well, I guess TCU's in favored, but just on paper, Ole Miss shouldn't win this game. But I kind of like your pick. LSU is ranked pretty high, in my opinion. They're definitely good, but Ole Miss is a really hard place to play at. So I think I'm going to go with you here. I'm going to take Ole Miss in a close one.
Man, I want to do a clean sweep here of Ole Miss. You're right, Blake. The spread started out favoring LSU, but has ended up flipping to where Ole Miss is now favored. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to pick Ole Miss to win at home. I think they're going to get it done. I watched LSU struggle against a really, really bad Clemson team. Maybe I wouldn't say struggle, but they didn't handily beat them against a bad Clemson team. So I'm going to take Ole Miss to win a big-time game.
Yeah, sidebar here. Taylor, how happy are you that Clemson might be one of the worst football teams in college football this year?
Yeah, no, Clemson sucks, but does South Carolina really have any room to talk? I don't think so. So
Well, I feel like y'all
I'm
could
happy
handle
for the
Syracuse.
Clemson downfall, but yeah.
I feel like y'all could handle Syracuse. Didn't they lose by 2 scores this past weekend to Syracuse?
I don't even watch Clemson. It made me sick. So
They look really bad. But yeah, LSU did struggle against them, at least for part of that game. But it was early in the season. I think it's going to be a good game this weekend.
Definitely. And the Clemson hatred is real. I love it. Love the passion. Next game, we got another SEC matchup. We've got Auburn going into Kyle Field to play Texas A&M. And let me get the spread on this one. It is 6.5 favored toward Texas A&M. So they're supposed to win by about a touchdown. I'll let one of you take this one first.
oh man. Yeah, I feel like Texas A&M is low-key overrated every single year, honestly. I really haven't watched them play this year, so I guess I can't say anything, but I think that usually every year they're overrated. I have watched Auburn a little bit, and I did see a little tidbit on their kicker, and I think he's so sweet because he had the surgery and stuff, and he has a colostomy bag, and he's still kicking. So I guess we'll pick Auburn because I like their kicker.
Picking with our heart here. I'm not mad at it. But I don't think A&M's overrated this year. I told B-Mart, I think yesterday, they're my sleeper team to make it into the playoffs. So they've got some dogs this year. Marcel Reed at quarterback, he's a beast. He was tested against Notre Dame, and in my opinion, Notre Dame isn't all that great this year, but still tested on the road. Big game, and you find a way to get the job done. It says a lot about you, your character, your mentality. I think he's a beast. He's got some dogs at receiver. Their defense isn't that great, but I think their offense is enough to carry them through this season. It's definitely going to be enough to carry them through against Auburn. I think A&M is going to take this one with ease.
I'm with you. Great story about the kicker, Taylor. That was a good call. Hard to not cheer for that, but I'm also going to go with the Aggies. It hurts my heart to say that because the Aggies make me sick.
Where's the shirt? Where's the shirt?
The shirt is no longer here. I learned my lesson when I picked them to lose against Notre Dame. They proved me wrong, and I think Notre Dame is still decent. And so them going into South Bend and winning a game against Notre Dame was pretty insane. They're coming off an off week, and Auburn just had to go play at Oklahoma. So a tough stretch for them. I think they're a little banged up, and you got an A&M team who's hungry. And like Taylor said, they've got a lot of hype each year, but they've always let down. And Blake could be right. They might actually do it this year. So I'm going to pick A&M to win this one outright. Going into the next one was a game that I was super excited about, and I can take this one first here. We've got Oregon going to Penn State. This is their whiteout game at night. If you're a college football fan, you should know what this game is and what this game means. It's going to be awesome to watch. You've got Penn State favored to win by 3.5. And so I will go first here. I think that Penn State, like I said earlier, just hasn't really won a big game like this before. They have before, but I would say consistently they don't win these big games. I think their coach, their quarterback haven't proven that yet. But I think they go into this night game, this whiteout, and I believe that Penn State will come out on top in this game.
Cool. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Penn State this year, they've got all the pieces. They've got their returning pieces that they need. They've got a great backfield, in my opinion. And their defense, I don't know much about their defense, but I mean, I think it's time for them to win one of these big games, and I think they know that. So I'm going to take Penn State as well. It's going to be a fun one to watch. I think College Game Day should be at this one, but are they at?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
They didn't go to Bama, Georgia. Everyone was freaking out about it, but this is
Yeah, I
totally
figured
the
they
big game.
would just because it was Bama, Georgia. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, that they definitely should be there this week. It'll be a great game, great atmosphere, and an atmosphere I don't think Oregon can overcome.
Oh, me. Okay, so like I don't know about the SEC, but in my research, it looks like both of them have played nobody so far, and both of them are undefeated. So then, how do you make your pick? Well, I'll tell you how you make pick. So Penn State lost 15 to the transfer portal and 8 to the NFL draft. Okay, Oregon lost 20 to the portal, 10 to the draft. Maybe Penn State. Nothing to go by.
I love it. I love it. We're getting numbers here on this podcast. We're getting straight up numbers. I love it. Good call from Taylor there. So a clean sweep for Penn State. All righty. Next game we're going to go into is where College Game Day is not Alabama at Georgia. Like, I'm going to give you this one first.
Okay. Yeah, isn't the spread like 3.5 for Georgia?
I believe so. I'll go double check.
Yeah, it's something low like that, 3.5, 2.5, something like that. Which I don't understand. Georgia is a proven football team. They beat Tennessee in an overtime game. Tennessee's really good this year, in my opinion. But to go into Neyland and win a game, it's not that easy. And Taylor can attest to that, being a South Carolina fan. It's not that easy to win in Neyland. But yeah, I think Georgia's a proven football team this year. I think Alabama is also a proven football team this year, proven to be not as good as Alabama normally is. So I'm going to take Georgia in this game. I feel like they cover that 3.5 with ease.
Taylor, I'll let you take it.
Yeah, I think that the Georgia QB more experience in high pressure situations like a game like this one. Plus, they're playing at home, so I feel like that helps as well. Alabama is not Alabama. They're not like they used to be. If you take away Ryan Williams, who do they have? Nobody. So, give the Dogs.
Great call. Man, I'm stuck here again with the clean sweep or taking Alabama. I feel like Alabama has owned Georgia in recent years. It's one of those games that it's like, okay, Bama's playing Georgia. Georgia just can't get it done. It's kind of like Georgia owning Tennessee, and we saw that last week happen again. And so I'm gonna go with the upset here. I'm gonna go Bama with a huge win to take down Georgia, spice things up. I'm gonna take the Alabama Crimson Tide to win. Could be.
I mean, they need it. They need it more than Georgia does, for sure. So they're going to be fighting. Both teams are going to be fighting. There's a lot of hatred there. It'll be a fun one to watch, as it always is.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. All right, our next game, we got UCF at Kansas State. UCF, a popular team on the Two Bees in a Ball podcast. Blake, you seem pretty excited about this one. I'll give you guys both a little bit of a breakdown on this one. Kind of a random game if you don't know the Big 12. This game is played in Manhattan, Kansas, so at Kansas State, and they are favored by 6.5. Blake, take it away.
Yeah, I I don't understand the spread on that. I mean, I feel like North Carolina and K-State would be a good football game this year. Both teams are not good at all. K-State looks awful. I've picked against them every week, except for week 0, and that was the deciding factor that I would pick against them the rest of the year. So they squeak out of North Dakota. They lose to Army. They lose to Arizona. I don't see them winning this game at all after UCF just throttled North Carolina. Not sure what the spread's talking about, but I know what you're going to say when it's your time to go. Vegas does not know something. UCF is going to take this game outright as dogs.
Taylor, I'll go second here. Vegas knows something, Blake. They've gone the last 3 games. I think were they favored the last 3 games and lost or 2 of them or something.
Yeah, I think they were. I don't know if they were favored against Arizona, but it was like 1.5 or 2.5, something like that.
I think they were favored by like a field goal.
Yes, spread was low.
I'm going to really disappoint you here, Blake. I'm going to go with Kansas State. I think they're going to go get a win that they have to have. This is like the literal final straw. Last whatever, they have to win this game. For no reason at all. I think UCF's a better football team, but I think Kansas State has to win this so bad that they're just going to pull it out somehow.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of happy you picked Kansas State because every time you do, they lose. So good work. Keep it up.
Ready to be let down again.
Taylor, go ahead.
Yeah, Taylor, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't really have much to add on this one, but I think that what is this? UCF, Central Florida? Is that series?
Orlando.
Okay. Well, so we'll pick Florida. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I feel like the better football players, if they had an offer from Kansas State or Florida, I would go to Florida where it's warm. So I'm going to say the better players are going to the warmer state. We're going with UCF.
Left alone once again. Probably going to regret that. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there for confession time next week. Next
I'm
game
excited for that one.
Yeah. Just try to spice things up here on the podcast. You heard what I said about the better football team. Anyways, Notre Dame at Arkansas. Arkansas off a really, really bad loss to Memphis. Memphis is a good team. I don't want to discredit that. But, man, just a heartbreaker again, a fumble last minute. Now you got Notre Dame running into your place. An 11 a.m. kick. Notre Dame favored by 4.5. It's probably going to be rocking in there up in Fayetteville. And I can take this game first. I truly think that both of these teams are bad, and neither of them are good, and I don't like either of them. But I'm going to have to take Notre Dame in this one. I'm going to go with the team that's favored, a team that I think needs a win again, and Arkansas just a team that, again, can't get it done when it really matters. So I'm going to pick Notre Dame.
Taylor, I'll let you take it.
Well, I guess I'm going to pick Arkansas because they're at home and they're SEC. So, and I hate Notre Dame because they just need to pick a conference. But I also think that Arkansas, even though they're not, favored to win, they seem like the better team if you look at like the actual breakdown of the stats, like points allowed and points per game. They're, like just a hair better.
Yeah, I think everybody that listens to this podcast knew you were going to go Arkansas, just because of the SEC. But I don't hate it, honestly. I really don't. I don't like Notre Dame this year. And I said it 2 weeks ago. Arkansas finds a way to keep every game close with a team that's decent. They keep it within a touchdown, it feels like. They lost to Ole Miss by 6. They lost to Memphis by 1. I think this is going to be a close game. And honestly, Arkansas finds a way to go 6-6 every year. If they don't win this game, I don't see that happening. So I think I'm going to have to take Arkansas.
And I'm left alone for 3 picks in a row. This could be really rough for me or really good for you guys. There's no in between. Okay, we got 2 Arkansas there. Going with the underdog, I would love to see it. I also do not like Notre Dame. I think they should pick a conference. Taylor said it right. It's just they're obnoxious, and, yeah, they're a classic football school, but who cares? Get into a conference. We don't like you here. But we'll see. I picked them to win. Next game, we've got Duke at Syracuse. Syracuse coming off a I guess, big win. Maybe not anymore. Duke, a team that we do not know. So really a toss-up here for your boy. I'll give this to one of you two first.
I'll take it. Yeah, Syracuse coming off a big win against Clemson, and Clemson's horrible. I said it earlier, Clemson's awful, but still going, and they played at Clemson, didn't they? It was at Clemson, and you win by 2 scores. And I mean, I don't care who you are. That's impressive. Duke can't figure out if they're a good team, if they're a bad team, if they're an average team. They get blown out by Illinois. Illinois gets blown out by Indiana. And then Duke beats NC State, who I thought was a decent team. So, yeah, toss up for me too. It's a shot in the dark. But, man, I don't want to take Duke. I have to take Syracuse.
Love it. Taylor, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna take Syracuse because Duke is a basketball school, and they lost to Illinois and Tulane. That's ridiculous. So, and then like you said, Syracuse kept it close with Clemson, even though they suck, but they did. And yeah, so I guess I'm picking Syracuse, and isn't it at home? So they should win, right? Yeah, it's in New York, I think.
Right. Yeah. At Syracuse, I'm going to be on my own once again. I'm going to go with the Blue Devils. Give me Duke to win this football game. They're favored by 5.5. Vegas knows something. Didn't like that shot at Tulane. I'm going to be so honest.
Taylor, I was going to say something about that. B-Mart is like the biggest Tulane guy that I know.
Where is Tulane? I could even place it on the map.
They're in Louisiana, guys.
Are they actually?
I think actually I need to fact check myself.
What? You don't even know?
I know who the quarterback is. They're in New Orleans. They're in Louisiana. I didn't want to second guess myself. Okay. Tulane, yeah. Didn't like the stray there, but whatever. I'll take it. I'm gonna go with Duke to win. This is 4 picks in a row where I'm on my own. So again, going off on my own little thing here, but we'll see how it goes. Anyways, last 2 games here. We're saving the best for last, but the 9th one we've got is Indiana at Iowa. This one is at Iowa's place. Again, I will pull up the spread. Iowa, a team that put up a good fight against Iowa State and then beat Rutgers in a really, really good game last week. Surprisingly good game. Indiana is favored in this one by 7.5. I think the only reason I wanted to put it on here is because it's at Iowa in the daytime, which just feels like a good combo for them. But anyways, I can let one of y'all take it.
I'll take it. I feel like Taylor needs to do a little bit of research over there. But after last week, I think Indiana's out for blood. They started their season like 10-0 last year, something like that, 11-0. They had an unreal start to the year. Finished a little crappy. Still made it into the playoffs and they got smoked, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah. So I feel like they're on a little bit of a redemption tour here after what I saw this past week. I think they want to show the country that they're here to stick around, and that they're not going anywhere. So it feels like a must-win game for them. It feels like every game this year is a must-win game for them. So they're going to be fighting every single game. I don't see this Iowa team beating them with their. Iowa previous years, they've only been good at defense, and then this year it looks like their offense has stepped up a little bit. Looks like their defense has stepped down. So they're still kind of evening that out. I think Indiana's going to beat them pretty handily this week. So
yeah, I'm with you. I think Indiana is going to easily cover. and beat Iowa. Iowa's an experienced team. They're old, but I think you're right. Indiana is a really good team. They're a scary team, which is crazy saying that, but I'm also going to go with Indiana in this one.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with Indiana because it's like every game that they've played, they've won by quite a bit. And sometimes, yeah, one team didn't even score any points. So we'll go with Indiana.
Love it. And going into our last pick, we've got Kentucky at South Carolina. We've got a night game. Pumped for this one. Our guest picker is pumped for this one. Taylor, I can let you go first for this one here.
Okay, yeah. So Kentucky is actually out a quarterback at this point. He's never in the SEC at night at an away school. So this is going to be his first SEC start ever at night in Columbia. We got it. And even though I think South Carolina sucked, first of all, this year, we suck. But I think we have the talent and the ability to make plays. We just haven't seen much of it. But I think that's coming in week 5. I think we're going to see more of it this week because they're probably pretty embarrassed about what they've done so far. I know I am. So I would say they don't want to lose to Kentucky, who's like bottom of the barrel, and this quarterback is brand new. And yeah, I think he's ranked last too, actually, in the quarterback rank. So.
Yeah. So obviously we knew Taylor was going to go South Carolina. It's going to be a close game. I feel like Taylor's got the Lenore Sellers jersey on, but I like the South Carolina atmosphere at night. I think it's going to be a good game. But I can't buy into the South Carolina team yet. I took them against Vandy. I was reminded of this by B-Mart throughout the week. My clip saying there is no way Vanderbilt's going to walk into South Carolina at night and win. And I feel like if I take South Carolina again, I'm going to get in trouble again. So I'm going to take Kentucky. Taylor might hate me for that, but I don't see South Carolina winning that game.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to stick with Taylor on this one. I'm going to go South Carolina. I think great point she made at night, SEC game. Kentucky, I didn't know that about the quarterback. That's another huge factor. Is going on the road for your first game is like almost an automatic loss. And so that could be clipped next week.
Unless you're Will Hammond.
Well, if you want to argue TCU last year, he did lose that one. But anyways, you're right. It's a hard atmosphere to win in, especially as a first-time quarterback. So I'm going to go South Carolina to win this game. And so that wraps up our picks. Blake, I'll let you kind of explain our lock of the week if you'd like. I've got mine cooked up, and you can take it from there.
Yeah, Taylor, so our lock of the week, I'm not sure if you've watched the previous episodes or heard anything about it, but basically we look at lines that Vegas has. So like South Carolina being favored by 6.5 means they'd have to win by 7 to cover. I've taught you a little bit about that before. So I know you know what the lines mean. Basically, it's just picking one game, one line that you're like, this is going to hit, no doubt in my mind. So we'll let you go last so you can do a little bit of research on that. B-Mart, if you have yours cooked up, I'll let you go first.
You're going to like this one, Blake. I don't understand this line whatsoever. My lock of the week is Kansas minus 4.5. I know you're probably looking at this one, Blake, and you are more than welcome to join me in this one if you're already picking it. But mine is going to be Kansas minus 4.5. I think they're electrifying offense. Daniel is just a fantastic quarterback at home. I don't know why Cincinnati is just a 4-point dog. My saying always goes, Vegas knows something. But I think in this case, it's going to lean more towards Kansas. I think taking it right here, I feel like this is going to shift more up to maybe 5.5 or 6 once game time comes around. But my lock of the week is Kansas minus 4.5.
Yeah, I love that. And I'm glad I was looking at other lines as well because I don't want to copy you. Definitely was on my list. But yeah, I'm with you there. Last week, Kansas was favored by 13.5 against West Virginia. They win by 31. I think this week's going to be no different. Cincinnati's not good this year. Kansas, they had that tough loss to Missouri. It really set them back. But it's nothing that they can't overcome and that Jalen Daniels doesn't want to overcome. So they're going to fight like crazy the rest of the year. Like we said earlier, the Tech-Kansas game is going to be a crazy game. Be a lot of fun to be at. If you're a Tech fan or a Kansas fan, it's going to be nerve-wracking. If you're a college football fan, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. So I'm with you there. I like your lock of the week. Mine, I was deciding between two here. I'm going to take the less risky one. I'm going to go A&M minus 6.5 against Auburn. I think they can easily win by a touchdown and cover that with ease. But I was deciding between that one and UCF money line. I guess I'll just leave UCF money line alone. But
don't do what I do and pick a risky game as your lock of the week.
Hey, I picked 2 underdog money lines straight up the last 2 weeks.
Okay, you're right. You're right. Maybe I guess don't pick Tulane football to be your lock.
Yeah. don't bet on Tulane.
It's a long season. It's a long season, Blake. All I know is that you're on the A&M hype train, and I hate it, and I want to throw up.
Yeah, Tech fan, I don't want to be on the A&M hype train, but they look good. Unbiased opinion, they look really good.
They're going to lose a dumb game this year, and you know it.
They do it every year, but when they do, I'll be excited about it. Until that day comes, I'm on the hype train. So as of how it stands right now, they cover Auburn with ease.
Very nice.
Taylor, do you have yours?
I don't know. Okay, so whenever it's minus, that means that team's going to win.
Yes.
That's what they think. Okay. Well, what if it says open and then minus something, but then the spread says plus?
What game are you looking at?
LSU and Ole Miss.
Okay, so Ole Miss is favored by 1.5. Or no.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Ole Miss is favored by 1.5. It opened the other way, but yeah, Ole Miss is favored by 1.5. So basically, if you took that, Ole Miss would have to win by 2 points or more. If you took LSU, LSU would have to win by or lose by 1 point or win.
Okay, we'll take that because I think that Ole Miss is definitely going to win by more than 2 points. So
Ole Miss minus 1.5.
Love it.
I like it. Garrett Nussmeier, you're in trouble.
he ain't all that. We thought so at the beginning, but no.
Awesome. Well, that wraps up our picks. For our group lock of the week, I'm going to make the executive decision to, we can either go with Ole Miss money line or Penn State money line. Which one do you like, Blake?
Since Taylor took Ole Miss minus 1.5, I feel like it's kind of a cop-out. I'm down for Penn State money line.
All right. We're going to go with the group.
Taylor, you picked Penn State too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll go Penn State money line. College game days there. I feel like that's fair. I feel like that's a good one to pick.
Awesome. Well, that's all I've got. Blake, you got anything else for us?
I don't. Taylor, thank you for joining us and giving us your SEC insight and making picks based on the transfer portal.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Taylor, we'll have you back next week very, very briefly for a little confession time to see how our picks went and see if we chose the right games. But yeah, thanks for joining. And for everyone else, thanks for joining for episode 3/4, the podcast. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot my outro. Okay, we're two bees in a ball, or we pick it, we call, we win, or we fall. That's why you call us two bees in a ball. See you next time.